And now, our feature presentation.
Like a fly on the wall with my secret eyes, taking it in, try to be feminine with my makeup bag.
So of course I like to start on the brows first. So for the brows, I always see people from the 90s with very thin pencil drawn on brows. So I'm going to use this precision brow pencil by Black Radiance. I hope this works because this brow pencil is very thin and it's kind of hard for me to do my brows with this, but I'm going to try to make them and clean them up and make them as thin as possible. So let's see what I can do. I'm gonna go into my LA Girl Pro Concealer to help me carve out my brows and try to make them thin. Blend it out. Around the brows, I'm going to tap it because I don't want to remove all of that concealer that I just applied. Go ahead and do the foundation first before applying the eye look. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Prep and Hydrate Balm. Obviously, back then, primers weren't a thing, really. Probably not a thing at all. You probably just use like your moisturizer or whatever, but now we use primer, and of course I'm not going to skip out on that. So for foundation, I'm going to go in with my Black Opal True Complexion Stick Foundation. I love this foundation. I think it gives a more natural look with excellent coverage, with more model type of looks, which is what I'm going for, like for the glam look. For concealer, I'm just going to use just a little bit of my LA Girl Pro Concealer. You never seen like a really bright under eye like we do nowadays. And I'm actually going to apply this with a sponge kind of applicator because I know back then brushes weren't a big thing to use. So I think I'm going to just go ahead and wet this with the Maravilloso spray. And I don't have one of those square kind of applicators, so I'm just going to have to fold this. But it seems great for getting around in like those areas that you can't reach with a regular type of sponge or brush. Pretty much back then everything had a more matte type of finish to it, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply my Beauty Bakery flour powder, and I'm gonna go back in with the sponge applicator, but I'm gonna use the side that I didn't use. So I'm just press it into the skin, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do a Patrick Star type of move and pick up the rest of the powder and just that instead of contouring, because I don't think like contouring was probably even really a thing back then, the skin looked more bronze with every look that I've seen. I'm gonna go in with the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. This is in a shade medium to deep. It's a matte bronzer, and bronze up the skin. Oh my god, this smells just like chocolate. As soon as I put it on my face, it's like my face is smelling like chocolate. This is giving like a more natural bronzed look to the skin. So for blush, I think I'm just gonna add some of this Makeup Forever blush just to give a nice flush to the cheeks. Doesn't seem to be mixing well with that bronzer. So I think I'm actually going to go in with a different blush on top of this. And I'm going to go into this Le Femme blush right here. It's a very vibrant pink shade and it's called Pink Velvet. Alright. After that fiasco. So for highlighter, I'm just going to go in with the smallest amount. So because of course you didn't see any really highlighting, you know, just a little highlighting wouldn't hurt, especially with what's going on here. So I'm gonna use the Iman highlighter, the Luxury Contouring Trio highlighter right here. This is a very beautiful, more natural highlighter. For the eye look, you can either do the more glam natural side, or you can go for the bold shimmery side where they did a shimmer eyeshadow, more specifically blue, from the lid all the way up to the brow bone. You know what? I don't think it would be a 90s look if I did not create a look like that. I think I might go into the LA Colors 10 eyeshadow palette, 10 color eyeshadow palette, and of course use the sponge applicator tip that I know they used to use back in those days, and maybe apply this blue shade. Let's see if it's gonna show up. There's nothing on this sponge applicator. Right, something showed up. I'm gonna just go ahead and go in because I know no eyeshadow primer was used, and this is actually working pretty good. I always thought that these sponge applicators apply eyeshadow, especially shimmer shadows, really well, and you don't get a lot of fallout either. Because I know a lot of people see these sponge applicators in their palettes and they'll be the first ones to throw it away, which is like, try it with some of those eyeshadows that you can't really apply with a brush. So I think I may take some of this deeper blue shade. Look at how small this little palette is, but I think I might take some of that deeper blue shade and apply it like right in. Oh, that's really pigmented. I did not realize how pigmented that is. But I'm gonna apply some of that into the crease as well. These sponge applicators really help you pick up a lot of product. I think we are good. I'm going to apply some wing liner, and not like a bold wing, just like a little short wing. Let's see, I haven't applied wing liner in a while, so I'm gonna try to use the e.l.f. Expert liquid liner. I love this liner because it has like a short tip. I love this applicator and it helps you get in really precise. Okay, I think that's good. That's good enough. And apply a little bit of that darker blue shade to the lower lash line. I'm going to apply some falsies. No, I'm not. So I went through those pictures and I did not look like a lot of people had false lashes. I'm gonna go in with some mascara. So I'm gonna use the Almay One Coat Dial Up mascara. This is the one where you have it on one, then you could put it on two and three. I used to love this mascara. This was like, I think this was like one of my first mascaras that I ever bought from the drugstore. It applies so well and it makes your lashes look really long. I may be all out of it because I had it for a while, so it may just be dried out, but let's see. For lips, a berry slash purple type of lip, or like a more cool tone brown lips. NYC's Mahogany shade. Oh, this is very deep, but it may work. I don't think that looks too bad. So for the hairstyle, I seen that a lot of them always wore like 2 hair clips, like something like these in their hair. Of course, I only have 1 of each that I could find, so it's like 1 different one on one side and 1 on the other side. But let's see. All right, I think I should put it a little bit higher, just a little bit higher. Alright guys, and I think that this is my 90s glam look. So for this look, most of the grungy looks that I've seen, most 90s looks that I've seen had very matte skin. I'm going to start off with my Makeup Forever Step 1 mattifying primer first as an all over base to make sure this look is really matte, because I am going to go in with a foundation that's a little bit too dewy, because I'll show you guys and tell you guys why in a sec. First, let me apply this primer. For foundation, I've seen that majority of foundations were about a shade or two too light for their actual skin tone, so it looks like you have a cast, a white cast. I'm gonna use my L'Oreal True Match Lumi foundation. I need a mirror. I'm looking at my mirror over here, but I need one smaller. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of concealer, and I'm gonna use my LA Girl Pro Concealer. I'm really pushing this 1 to 2 shades lighter and matte look, but I'm gonna go in with the Makeup Forever Ultra HD micro finishing powder. This is the shade 01 Translucent. I'm gonna use this powder. Ooh, oh my gosh. And I'm gonna set the face. Okay, I feel like we are nice and set and matte and ready for flashback. With a lot of grungy type of looks that I've seen, the face never really looked like there was a lot of product on there, like bronzer or contour or blush. So for this look, I'm gonna go into the LA Colors Shadow by Number palette. This is in the shade Nerd Chic, and I love this palette. I think it's the perfect grungy look palette, because you have your purple, your deep, really deep cool tone brown that looks almost black, but it's not. My Nubian by Juvia's Place palette first. I'm gonna go in with this chocolatey shade, and I'm going to blend a little bit of that into the crease. Let's see, I think I'm gonna go in with the number 4 in the Shadows by Numbers palette and apply that in the crease just to deepen the brown shade. Now I'm gonna go in with the number 3 shade, which is like this plum purple shade, and put that all over the lid. And I'm gonna use the other side of this sponge applicator that I use to apply this. So for the lower lash line, I'm going to start off by applying this Profusion Black Eyeliner Pencil. Okay, so now I'm going to go back in with that shade number 4 and apply that on the lower lash line as well. Okay, so I'm going to go back into the purple shade number 3 and run that along the lower lash line too. So I think I may go in with a little bit of this e.l.f. liquid liner along and line the eyes, just a little wing. that's a little wing. So now I'm gonna go in with this Max Factor Masterpiece Max High Volume Definition Mascara. That was a mouthful. I've seen that they have like a more deep kind of lip look, so like a purple or a brown or a like taupe shade. So I think that I may go in with this ColourPop Limbo liquid lipstick. Alright, I don't think that's a bad shade. I feel like my brows are just too thin now. They're just like way too thin. Not used to them being this thin. Oh, please don't mess up my makeup. Okay. So for the hair, this is not bad. Oh, look at that look at that powder. You could tell like the powder is giving flashback. All right, so for the hair, I'm gonna do these things, like they call them space buns, but we all know that they're really called Bantu knots. I like my hair like this. I don't even want to put them up. Part my hair down the middle. Start from about the ear part. Pull this hair to the front. Okay, so that's about as even as I'm getting it, so. Alright, so I have this hair down right here. It's actually kind of cute, but not for today. It's like the pieces are too thin for me. Let me try this. Let's try this and see what happens. When I tell you guys the struggle is real, you better believe it. All right, we got a space bun. And I'm gonna actually move on to the my eyebrows look much thinner in person than they're actually showing up on camera. You would have seen more people using the sponge applicators. I'm gonna use my Maybelline Fit Me concealer to help me clean them up, and I'm gonna try to make them. Actually, because the ColourPop concealer is a much thicker concealer. You know what? Alright, so scratch that. Oh my gosh. That they don't really, I didn't really see a lot of people applying, what am I trying to say? I'm wiping off the makeup from before. I think this grungy look is starting out pretty well, don't you guys think? You can barely even, oh man. Hold on, I'm gonna figure this out. Oh my gosh. It looks like I have snakes in my hair. It's Medusa. Medusa. No, this is not working. Maybe going in with 4 is just asking for too much. Let me try 2. Okay, I'm gonna go look for some hair ties and I'll be right back. You know what? We're gonna do 2 on each side. I cannot deal with these 4 right here because it's not working. It's just not working for me.